Sails are quiet. Getting some sun rays. So I had a friend say, she said, Los, dudes don't take pictures of their legs with the background, the legs in the water. I was like, yeah, boaters do, sailors do. It's not about the legs, it's about where my legs are. My legs are chilling on this boat, enjoying the day off, maxing, relaxing. We have some good weather coming through today. Winds are fairly light, around 8 knots. And weather sunny in the 80s. So we're gonna do some sailing. The only thing, low tide is at 8 a.m. So since we're right around low tide and I have a 4-foot draft, I need to wait till the tide is coming in before heading out. So high tide is at 2. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. Once the tide starts coming in, start the motor and head out on the bay for a nice little cruise. Tati loves going to the marina. She's just not a fan yet of sailing. She doesn't like when we heel over, she gets a little bit nervous. So she won't go sailing with me, right? It's too stressful for you. She's not used to it yet, but she loves cruising. So she loves going out on Solitude. She loves going out on dinghy rides, kayaking. She's good with all of that, as long as I keep her close. Very loyal, but needs a lot of attention. Right, Tati? Say hi to everybody. Hello. This is windfinder.com, but as you can see, there's something ugly brewing off the west coast of the United States. But we're not gonna be out there. We're gonna be down in Newport, Rhode Island area. It's much prettier. So here we got 7 knots currently, tells you the wind direction, 20 to 66 degrees west. So westerly winds, 7 knots. That means I'll be riding out on a beam reach this morning. And I'm also, if I go further, I'll be returning this afternoon, just going on a day sail. So coming back this afternoon, we'll be returning also on a beam reach. The wind changes slightly and then it goes back to west 9-10 knots this afternoon. So it's looking good. It's Warwick, Patience and Prudence, Bristol, Barrington, Warren, East Greenwich. Let's check out this area. Maybe we're gonna be up starting off. As you zoom in, you can get pretty good details on the map. So we'll be sailing south. We'll be on a beam reach on the starboard side. So this looks pretty good. So I suspect with these winds, we'll be going between 4 to 6 knots. Let's see if we can get that. I mean, she's got a clean bottom. There's no growth. Still early in the season. It'll be fun. Look at that. We can ride this and go and run all the way to Providence. Sailing is like a chess match between you and the wind and the tide and other factors. The sail trim, how well your boat's running, how well it's functioning. So, and what's around you, when to change directions. So it's not a mindless thing. It's something that keeps your mind going, keep you focused, prepared. I usually try to get somewhat of a game plan. My brother used to always tell me, let me know what your sail plan is. In case something happens, let me know what time you're returning, in case something happens. So it's always good to let somebody know what your sail plan is, where you're heading out, and when you should be coming back. If you don't show up, then you have someone looking for you. See you at the marina. Tati, say bye. Say bye, bye, bye. We'll be there. The sound of the motor right now is being amplified by the microphone. And I'm gonna try to get it to sound a little bit better. So I'm gonna try to And looking back, I'm thinking the microphone might have been up against the hull. Maybe that's why it's picking up so much bass from the motor. I don't know, 2023. First sale since last year. It's gonna be lovely. All right, it's 2023. Sailing vessel KYRON heading out for her first sail. 2023 boat season. Time for some solitude and sailing. We're going on a solo sail today. Engine's running just till we get out of this channel, and then the sails are going up. We got about 7 to 9 knots of wind. I'm actually going against the wind right now, based on my wind indicators, the ears, and my telltales. So, just a short while, the sails will be going up. See you on the water. I don't know what you're doing today. Are you at home working? I put my dues in this week. Trust me, I put my dues in. Now it's time to enjoy life a little bit. Let's go. Picked up one of these fuzzies wind muffler for the microphone. So hopefully that'll help with some of the wind noise. And I got this tiller assist from Davis. Usually I have the bungees on here, and I bought this one for my day sailor, but I thought I would try it out today. I didn't want it to be permanent, so I just tied the line on, and I have this strapped to my tiller. No, I didn't drill any holes to it yet. Just in case I wanted to remove it so I wouldn't have holes in the tiller. But once I know I like it, if I think I'm going to keep it for this boat, then I'll drill the screw holes in and secure it permanently. But for now, the plan is still to take it back and use it on my day sailor sailing vessel, Couscous, the 1965 Rhode. Right, y'all, I hope this microphone's working okay. So we're on a starboard tack, we're on a beam reach now. We're hitting 5.7 to 6.2 knots of speed. The winds are 7 to 9. We're at about, that says 30 degrees, 30 degree heel. So basically, those of you at home, this is what the boat is doing. Camera's being held like this just to keep your screen upright. But if you were on here with me right now, you would be like this. Look at my feet. Look at those seats. Hey guys, that's your spot right there, my man. That's your spot right there. Oh yeah, we're at 35 degree heel. We're breaking 6 knots now. We're sailing. SV KYRON is on the move. She's looking lovely. Let's get back on that. Let's get back on that trim. She's looking lovely. Let's go. Let's go. There's Jamestown Bridge. Straight up, just over the port side bow, about, and what? That's like 2 o'clock. 15 degrees or so. Yeehaw! We're riding, we're cruising. I gotta find out where Flat Rock is. Alright, I see my channel markers. It starts to get pretty shallow up in here. It is low tide, and I do have a 4-foot draft. So, Flat Rock or Crack Rock, whatever they call that. Flat Rock is somewhere out there. That's where sailboats tend to get hung up on and boaters crash into all the time. There's a Warwick light. So we are right about the area I showed you this morning. I'm hoping that my microphone is muffling out some of this wind noise. The line's tied up. Beautiful. Let's keep this going. I need to learn how to play the guitar. Look at, everything's already falling down. Yep, panels down, everything's down. Woo! Let the sea set you free. We're headed south towards Newport. She's lovely. Yes, I do like that word. The motor's still down. I know. Causes a little bit of drag. But there's this thing I got in my mind that if I leave the motor down, I won't have issues with the oil. I damaged one outboard before because I kept adding oil because I would like put the motor down and go to start it and it didn't want to stop. But I had a kill switch on the oil. So it would look like, I'd look at the oil gauge and it would be low, you know, the dipstick. So I kept thinking, oh, how did I burn so much oil? So I would add more oil. But what I needed to was to let my outboard settle. And by continually adding more oil, it damaged that outboard. That was an old outboard, 98 Johnson. She was nice. 4 horse or 5 horse, I think it was. Anyway, that thing ended up in the trash for scrap. One of the guys at up here by the marina, I was like, you want a junk outboard? He's like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm sure he took it and fixed it up, but I had salvaged some parts off of it. She was in bad shape by that time, but those Johnsons do last a long time if you take care of them and don't do what I did and add too much oil. Look at the tiller. So if I want to let go, I lock this in place, I let go, and she'll hold her heading. See that? Look, man, no hands, just eyes, ears, nose, smell, little minor adjustments, and we're cruising. This is a 1972 Pearson 26, made and built right here in Rhode Island in Bristol. Got it at a really low price from a nice family who had it for many years. They took good care of it, but it wasn't getting the usage that they would have liked it to get, and so they let it go to a new owner. Thank you. And I told them, I'll take care of this thing. I was showing it some love. So yes, you can get an older boat running. Now, don't you despise the messiness of the cabin. That's what happens when you're out sailing at 30-degree heel. Stuff falls around. That's also why my dog, baby Tati, doesn't like to be out here. But I love it. All right, let me check my heading. I need to make a minor adjustment here. My GoPro, my GoPro is on this side, leeward to the tack, so it's not getting much of a view, I don't think. GoPro, stop recording. There you go. All right, guys. This is what the GoPro's seeing. Not many boats out here right now. Which way should we go, to Bristol or go to Newport? There's a lighthouse. She's really not rocking much, and she's driving herself right now, or sailing herself, I should say, because the sail's trimmed. I could loosen the main just a bit. I got a nice twist in it. The foot of the sail, I had tightened up the clew before, but it looks like I could still tighten it up a tad bit more. Look at those telltales. Come on, telltales, what are you telling me? Are you telling me a tale about the wind and the boat speed? Line up. Green one, line up with the red one. Do what you're supposed to do. See that? Up top? What are you guys doing up top? There's the sun. Oh, it's blinding. Oh, pay attention, my man. Before you hit the ground of the cracked rock. Where is that? That's the name of the rock. It's flat rock. Some people call it crack rock because people crack their boats up on it. Look at this. The only waves we have right now is this dude that came by in a powerboat real fast. So yes, I have a powerboat, so I try to be considerate of sailors when I go by them or other boats.
Yeehaw! All the way to Cabo Verde. Alright, you see that? My wind indicator? There you go. We're back on the beam. We're on the beam. But the wind died down just a tad. And there's the channel marker. Just off the bow. Whoop, just gonna hit it. There you go. Just off the bow of the channel marker. So I'm gonna keep that channel marker on my port side, and then I know I'll be safe from hitting that rock. There's a fishing boat, guy in a sport fish. I wonder if they're fishing. I probably should throw a line out. I know there's a lot of extra fish in the water this year, they're saying. People are hitting stripers left and right. Since the winter was a mild winter, we've had a lot of extra fish in the bay and down into downtown Providence and the Providence River, and it is obviously attracted a lot of seagulls, so it even made the news. So the news was talking about the seagulls, but in my mind I'm thinking me and all the fishermen are like, what? There's seagulls there? And there's a lot of man-headed, a lot of bait fish? Is that what you're telling me? They're complaining about the seagulls, but I'm thinking all the fishermen are like, score! If you have a lot of menhaden, woo! Just got a nice gust. We hit 35. If you have a lot of menhaden, then that means you got stripers up there, and you got some predatory fish up there. So those of y'all that landed some keepers, good for you. I haven't gone fishing yet this season. I've had a busy beginning of the year between work, caring for my dad, and everything else going on in life. But soon that'll be changing because I plan to live more, work less. That's the way to do it. Hey, you can't take the money with you, so why lose your life trying to work for that which is not bread? If you're just working to save for later and you keep putting off your dreams, you don't know if later's gonna be there. You know, I see that every day in my work. So I would say, yes, be prudent. Yes, be a good steward of what you have. But make sure that you are living life along the way. All right? It's my advice for you today. That's today's inspiration. I'm not going to bring you anything which is not bread. I do not want to work for anything that which is not bread. What does it mean to bread? I'm not talking about Wonder Bread. I'm talking about something that sustains you, that supplements your life, something that gives you a sense of satisfaction, something that calms your spirit, that feeds your soul. That's worth it, you know? But if it's just stuff that's just constantly bringing you stress, then that's poison. You don't want to be feeding on poisonous bread. You want to be feeding on bread that's going to sustain you. So do things in your life that will sustain you, that will bring you harmony, that will bring you peace. Because you know what, we really need to balance out the toxicness of the world and of toxic people. Balance that out by putting some positive things in your life. I hope this channel is giving you some type of positivity, some type of encouragement. Maybe your family, did your family ever have a Pearson back in the day? These boats been around forever, as long as I've been around. So does this bring you back memories of your days sailing Rhode Island waters, Narragansett Bay, memories with families, or maybe even memories on my boat, my escape, or give praise, or solitude, or maybe you've been out sailing with me and when you see these solo sailing videos, it's just like, yeah, you know what? Thanks for putting that on there because it's really calming my spirit. I hope this is calming your spirit. It's good for the blood pressure, good for the heart and soul, good for the mind and the mental well-being. Enough of me talking. Let's get back to sailing. Land ho! Wow, look at that outboard. I think I'm definitely gonna raise that thing up. It's wanting to fall right off of there. Let's raise it up. I just raised up the outboard, but before I did so, both of my bolts that have it bolted into the back of the...
It's a bracket, say it. Bracket.
Back of
bracket.
The holder. Both of those bolts were loose. Almost like somebody was trying to take it off. I'm pretty sure I did not leave those bolts on there loose. I tightened them up when I put that thing down there. But I do have a lock on it. I lock all my stuff, so this makes me wonder, was somebody trying to steal my outboard? Why? How is it that both bolts got loose? You know, that thing almost fell off into the water when we were heeled over. Glad I noticed it. But now I'm wondering, really? Is that what's happening now? Gotta keep a closer eye, put a bigger lock on there. Come on, guys. Hey, you trust nobody these days. Tighten up that sail. There you go. Some minor adjustment, and we're back to sailing. And yes, here is a picture of the legs in the background. Isn't that such a better view than the desk or a cubicle? Isn't that such a better view than running around? Yup. Here's my sails too. Here's my glove. Outboard did a nice job getting us out today against the wind. 6 horsepower, 2-stroke. This is the one off the dinghy. Remember that 6.5, the carburetor, it was spewing out fuel. There's something wrong with the float. And I couldn't get the individual pieces. Maybe I could have played with got a cheap carb and try to see if the floats matched. I don't know. So apparently the Yamaha outboard uses the same, or I should say this carburetor is just like the Yamaha outboard carburetor. We're yet to find out, but I did order one off of Amazon, I think, or eBay. Should be coming in the mail any day now. And I'm gonna swap it out, see if it fits the other one. If it doesn't, I do have an old carburetor I took off the Honda. I think it's still sitting in my garage. I don't think I threw it out. I'm gonna take that one apart, see if that float will fit on the other one, just in case that Yamaha doesn't. I know that carb won't, but the float might. So the float is like a little plastic thing that sits in the bowl of the carburetor where the gas goes. And when there's too much gas, it goes up and it blocks the passageway so that gas doesn't keep coming through, right? And when the gas is low, it comes down and lets more gas in. So that one wasn't springing properly, and it wasn't stopping the fuel. So then the carb would keep getting overflowed with fuel, and fuel would spit out. So that's why I haven't been using that 6.5. I cleaned it up, put it back, and it worked for a little bit, but then same thing happened. It's a new motor. I think literally it has like less than 10 hours on it. You know how you try to buy something on Craigslist, like, oh yeah, less than 10 hours. Or if it's an old boat, everybody says, yeah, less than 100 hours, and there's no way to prove it. No, but literally, that thing has less than 10 hours. This one has around 10 to 15 hours. If I go back and check, no more than 15 for sure. But this one I use like on my dinghy around the marina, and if I go to a place and I'm taking the dinghy out to shore, I'll use it. So anyway, that'll be one of the next projects I'll be doing with this boat, is
is fixing that 6.5 4-stroke. It's definitely easier using a 4-stroke. You don't have to mix the fuel with oil. You just put the fuel in and go. Yeah, Solitude and Sailing signing out. First sail, going pretty good. We're shaking down and we're shaking up. See you on the next episode of Solitude and Sailing. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep this channel going. I'll work on putting up some more videos. Hopefully videos getting over to explore some of these islands.